Hello and salam. Welcome to Muslim Viewpoint, a new podcast series powered by American Muslim Today, a non-profit, groundbreaking digital newspaper which champions civic engagement. AMT informs and empowers the diverse voices of almost 30 million Muslims here in the US and other Western countries. I'm Rafat Malik, I'm AMT's editor-in-chief, and today we have an interview with Abdellah Zejli, who is the creator of Muslim Blogs. Zejli saw the need for a family-friendly interactive tool that allowed Islamic teaching. The Dubai-based entrepreneur launched sets that resemble the Kaaba and Masjid al-Nabi, the second largest mosque in the world. He spoke to our reporter, Meher Jan.
Abdullah, let's just start off by talking of that very first moment of realization that you had when you felt, okay, I need to create this. When did that happen? How did that happen?
It's been like almost like a year that we're working on something like this. Having my son that has 2 years right now, and going to a lot of toy stores around, even here in the Middle East or in Canada and everything. Like, you always go there and you miss something that it's very important for us. And the idea come up with me going to Mecca was in Ramadan, last Ramadan, not this one, the last year. Going around and everything and remembering seeing all these toys that our grandma or grandfather brings to us, and these are toys that's going to be printed in our heads,
Right.
because those are things that remind you of a lot of things, especially these red ones that you put your
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
inside.
I remember
Turns-
those. Yeah.
yeah, so it was a moment where it really hit me up on thinking about, like, there is almost nothing in the market dedicated for this. And with my experience for as an entrepreneur for over like 16 years, trying to do a lot of things, I created a lot of brands and everything. It was just the lights came up
Right.
and
The
started
bulb
to
just lit up. Okay, this is the
yeah,
time to
exactly,
create this. Okay, that's
exactly.
interesting to know. Were there any major setbacks, any problems that you had to face while production had started for the toys, or was it a
Yes,
smooth journey?
the major journey that we had is to make sure that these designs are not leaked. The first one was published online in August 2022, 21, sorry. So it's almost like 2 years. So it's kind of like a different style, if we can say. So we had to add a lot of things and make sure that also working with manufacturers that respects and believe also in our religion. It is very difficult, and this is all over the world, even in China and everything. So this is our sacred monuments for Muslim, and they has to be like, even if it's not really the real ones, but they have to have like a little care, which
They're
is
representing the feelings and the
representing
emotions that
different.
you get. Okay, that's
Exactly.
interesting.
So those were like kind of like the first one. We also having a patent accepted for this design was also a very big challenge. It took us more than 6 months just to get them published and accepted. And this is where we started to put them on the market and started in 1st of July to sell them. Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. You've said that obviously you want to make religious learning fun. And how important is it for you to emphasize that parents also join their kids while they're building these religious structures? I mean, because you've talked about how it needs to be a family activity. So why do you think it is important for us to focus on that families, the parents, and the siblings need to join when they're creating these religious structures?
Like I said, I've been in the e-commerce business for a long time. I've run so much ads, and I've run so much content creations all over, like, so many different categories of product. And even at home, you feels like the more the kids grows, you feel like they are more attached to phones and TVs and everything. So you lose that bond, and
Absolutely.
even the parent, because people that works a 9 to 5, reaches home, they just need their moment of relaxing, and
Yeah.
they completely like just forget about that time that is very important to spend with kids.
Mm-hmm.
um, the same thing also, as I said before, kids in a certain age will get printed everything that they learn, but it is only limited to a certain age. After
Right.
that, when they are younger, after that they just become, they have their own attitude, and they become like a kind of like using their whatever they want to do and
Hmm.
everything. So you have to spend that moment, and this is like something that we hope impacting
Right.
families, like especially like parents, to at least have an hour, is kind of like take around an hour, if we can
Yeah.
say, just to assemble, just to learn from it, just to have these father son or father daughter or mother son mother daughter time, or family time, just to get these together and learn from them and see what's the Islamic history around them too,
Right.
that's
So as they're
about it.
building, they're also discussing the stories about the Kaaba and the Masjid Nabi. Like they're talking about it.
Yeah, every detail of the example, here I turn around, maybe you can see, like every detail of the building will have the Islamic facts around it,
Hmm.
history Islamic
Okay.
facts around, like Al Hajar Al Aswad, or even the Kaaba cover that covers the Kaaba,
Right.
have history. So all of these are put in inside the manual, instruction manual. So while you're building it, you learn from these facts.
Okay. So, tell me something. There was a very interesting thing that I learned about the Muslim blogs is that while obviously you're getting your orders from Muslim families and stores, but it's also getting awareness from non-Muslims, and they're also interested in it. So, how do you think that came about, Abdullah? How did the non-Muslim families, or how did they get to know, and how do you feel about them, showing their interest in Islamic structures?
I was really amazed to see orders with people coming, just I believe like was yesterday or before yesterday. I spoke with one of the moms. She's an Italian. Her kids is an autist, and he loves Legos. He really loves Legos. He has a big collection of. He lives in Dubai, so there is a big Lego stores here also and
Yeah.
everything. So he loves to collect everything that it's blocks, and he has a lot of big collection. And he's always like very like toward like buildings. Like example, he has blocks of some buildings in New York City or around the world, or La Tour Eiffel, or things like this in France.
Right.
So when he saw this, he was just like, I want them at home. So he
Oh,
ordered them, and from that moment, they are Christian, and they just loved it, and they loved the way that it talks more, as I said, about the Islamic history around the buildings. Like,
hmm.
we don't teach Islam because we don't preach anything on these books. We
Yeah.
just talk about the history around it, like as I said, when it was built, and the history, and what's the prophets did, or who's the prophet, because as you know, the Kaaba is not built or has anything related with our Prophet
Hmm.
sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was built by
Right.
Ibrahim son. So it's a lot
Hmm.
of things like this are important things that comes into our all religions. It's not
Yeah.
only in Islam.
So, is it safe to say that Muslim blogs is playing a major role in promoting a positive image of Islam?
We're hoping to impact, all communities, to be honest with you, like, because we don't have a focus right now. The next things that are coming are still going to be buildings that has Islamic facts, of course, or around it. But Islam is a word of united. It's not it doesn't mean, a Muslim does not mean someone only that has a practice or anything like this. Islam, as you may know, it's a word that has been used from even from before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The religion of any of the prophets is Islam.
Yeah.
So this is something. As long as you believe in one God, you are kind of like a 50% Muslim. So that's kind of like Islam. So
Yeah.
we're hoping to impact a very positive, in all communities, and especially in kids, and all the things that comes also with our product as donations, and as a lot of things around it. So that's kind of like the most important for us right now. Yes.
Great. I'm very much hoping that you are able to achieve that vision. Obviously, we can see that there are two sets available right now to be bought. But are you, planning any other Islamic landmarks to be included in your collection? Is there anything else in the pipeline right now?
We just finished the Aqsa Dome of the Rock, which the design has been unveiled 2 days ago. So it's on our website right now, muslimblocks.com. So we have three ready designs, if we can say. Right now, we've been working with the community to see which one they would like to see in our future. But just to give you a little sneak peek, so we're working on the designing the Abu Dhabi Masjid, Sheikh Zayed. So this is one of the iconic in Islam as a masjid. We're also working on the Blue Mosque, if you know,
Yes,
the one in Turkey
Turkey.
is
Yeah.
a beautiful one. We're thinking about doing also the Moroccan Masjid Hassan II, because I'm Moroccan and it's one of the biggest mosques in the world.
Yeah.
Taj Mahal will see something that we are looking to build. We're gonna keep going like this. In Malaysia, there is a beautiful mosque. So the collection will probably be going toward these iconic buildings, and the more we go, inshallah, we will have more. So we're aiming within 1 year to have over probably 6 or 7 designs finished, and we will keep doing every time 1 or 2 designs, yes, per month.
Okay. Wow, that you certainly have a lot going on. You have your hands full. But I was just curious because already, mashallah, you're getting such a good response with Muslim blogs, and you already have, so many years of entrepreneurial skills that you're utilizing. But do you feel like you might want to expand your toy business aside from blogs into something else, probably in the near future? Do you ever feel like that?
Uh, what do you mean, like doing something else except
Yes, like
from?
you would be creating toys and something interactive play, so kind of tools for kids, but not blocks specifically, something else. Like, do you ever
Yeah,
feel like okay?
yes, I'm also very involved in everything that's coming right now in the virtual lives, if we can say that this is something like everyone is kind of like involved to it, and we know that the future will be all the AI and all the virtual access that we can have. So even with Muslim blocks, we're thinking on the future to integrate a version of a virtual view, if we can say. So once you build your blocks and you put them on the table, you can use either the Apple Pro that come in soon, or the Oculus virtual head how you call them, and you will have a view of people doing the tawaf and doing manasik, and it will, like, you can touch one of these specific like points where you're gonna have someone that's gonna talk to you and explain to you. So it's kind of like going toward this. Also, there's something that we're working on it, and this is gonna be also separated without having the Muslim blocks. You can have these learning vision, if you can say, on this product. There is nothing on the market that does offer it for this kind. I'm also giving something that it's a heads up here.
Yeah.
Or even it's launched, but yeah, this is what we're also looking to do. Yes.
Well, thanks for that report, Meher, from both of us and from the AMT team. Goodbye for this week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at American Muslim Today. And if you'd like to read more about this story and access more digital content, feel free to check out our website, AmericanMuslimToday.com. We'll see you next week on The Muslim Viewpoint.